We now return to Let's Play BattleTech. Okay, so I've looked up a little bit more of doing the customization and whatnot. It's going to take a little bit more effort than what I originally had thought, because since we're using classic standard BattleMech layouts rather than Mechs, we cannot just put things wherever we please. We are limited to certain locations on various chassis parts. So, for example, here I can only put one ballistics and one energy weapon on this arm. That severely limits me from doing something like putting autocannons on my spider rather than the lasers, because it can only handle lasers. So, one thing I can do is swap out the small laser here on my Vindicator, because this is a considered a support weapon, and I don't have a machine gun here, but I can take it off my Locust and I can put a machine gun there instead, and I think I'll want to do that. Turns out machine guns are actually a little bit better than I thought, mostly because they are good for structural damage, and so if I get up close to someone to melee them, the machine gun will then take care of any exposed structure far better than a laser will. So I might want to hold on to that. We definitely want to get rid of this Locust, though, because I don't really want it. However, I can't just go get that Panther. See, the mechs here are actually partial salvage, which means that I need to collect a certain number of parts in order to actually make one or reconstruct one. And unfortunately, that means that this is not going to be a $400,000 mech. It is going to be over $1 million, well, C-bucks, C-bills, space bucks, to get the Panther. And that's a little bit pricey for a light mech with a PPC, so we might hold off on that. Anyway, we're going to go into the command center, and we're actually going to stick around for a little bit and get a contract, specifically this one. We're going to finish this real quick before we go off and do this one, because it's going to take 17 days to get there, and I need a little bit more cash and a little bit more experience, and we may as well do it anyway, right? Right. So, this one I think will be easy enough that I can do it with only 3 mechs, because now we're down a pilot, well, 2 pilots actually. We've seen a rise in the quantity of unregistered small arms on Bellerophon. A heavily armed population makes Canopian operations more difficult. We've tracked the weapons back to a hidden smuggling base operated by pirate forces. That base needs to be destroyed. I'm not expecting a lot of defenders, Commander, but there are likely to be turrets. There's a bonus if we wipe out the base garrison as well. That's your call as the situation on the ground develops. Okay. Commander, I hope you're in good health. This contract may interest you. It fits your skills and strengths of your company. With any luck, we'll both get what we want out of this job. So, we'll be doing this for the Magistracy of Canopus, which means that I might actually want to concern myself with a reputation bonus. I don't know if you noticed, but in the store here, because I had no reputation with the planetary government, my prices are costing me more. Now, the thing about that is that I could do that with every mission, try and build up my reputation, but it's going to be stuck to this government, this planet. So, in this case, well, I mean, we're going to Detroit, but in this case I'd be gaining reputation only with the planet of Detroit, which might be a thing that I want to consider a little bit later. Depends on where I'm going for missions. But for here, this is going to give me a reputation with that faction no matter what. So I might want to just do this. I do really want the money, but I also want some of that salvage. Especially this early on, having more weapons options is really going to benefit me. So considering that the price of any weaponry that I'm going to get could be put into this, and the thing is too, if I get some weapons I can't use, I can just turn around and sell them. So I might make up the cash deficit there, but I think we'll start doing this. We'll start gaining reputation with these guys, especially if I'm going to have missions. I mean, we just defended against these guys, so if I'm going to start having missions where we're going to go back and forth, I don't want to necessarily lose my reputation like that. Anyway, we'll go ahead and accept this as is. And we'll just swap Medusa over to the Blackjack and get rid of the Spider. I think we'll be fine here, except that before we do this, I need to go back here because I've forgotten that I can do something with my MechWarriors. They've been holding on to experience for a while. I would like to actually upgrade them. I want to get everyone to multi-targets because that's just plain and simple smart to do. And for him, we'll just go to Guts. Guts do heat. Okay, so we definitely want him to do that. I could also go up one more in piloting. Piloting is for unsteady and movement as well. Yeah, right.
Training confirmed.
Even though he's going to be out for nearly a month. Medusa, on the other hand, is going to get... May as well finish this off. Get a little bit more faster maneuverability there, and we'll go into gunnery.
MechWarrior training complete.
Glitch has already got that, so I guess we'll go towards, what, Guts? Heat? Her mech is all energy, so yeah, probably a good idea there. And then Behemoth. Behemoth actually has another ability that I've been neglecting, which is that standing still gives her the guarded bonus. So she's really more of a turret type stand and shoot kind of pilot. And unfortunately she doesn't really have... Well, we'll just get her closer to the multi-target. Okay, now we're good to go. So we'll do this real quick, hop in here and take what we can. God damn it. I swear, the interface for this game is just bizarre. And we'll go. You see here I've got 1-star rating to a half-star rating mission, so I think we'll be fine as far as going up against this. And there aren't many defenders here, it's mostly just turrets, and that will be easy. As long as we take it slow, we avoid damage, we should be able to walk out of here with nothing but profit.
Command interface initiated.
Our intel was right, there aren't any nearby reinforcements, but there are fixed gun emplacements. Move up, neutralize the turrets, and level that base. Watch out for that garrison, Commander. It's nothing too dangerous, but every bit of damage costs. Oliveira out. Now, one thing actually that I just thought about, and I didn't think about this before, is that swapping out my MechWarriors for certain mechs, I don't think is as easy as that. Because in the lore for this, for BattleTech, especially in this particular point in the timeline, in order to pilot a mech, pilots wear Neuro helmets, and so they have to basically be attuned to the mech. Like there's an identity imprint and all that stuff that is required in order to ride the mech. Now, since this is sort of apparently this game is set in the same, I don't know, timeline/universe as MechWarrior Online, which itself apparently is not necessarily canon, so maybe this is just a little bit... Okay, a little bit, not quite standard BattleTech here, so maybe that whole idea of you can just hop in a mech and it works, actually is a thing in this universe. But I'm pretty sure I remember in the novels there's one point where it takes like forever for him to, or for one of the pilots to attune himself to his new mech. But then again, if you added that into this game, it would not be at all what it is, right? Right. Okay. I would like these things to come to me, if at all possible, so...
Commander.
I'm gonna have to get way close, and I really don't want to do that. How about we just have everybody reserve? Well, the Vindicator can come out. I really don't want to be exposed, though. How about we just wait? We'll wait for those to come to me. Shit. Thankfully, that's all that did.
I hear ya. I read you, Commander. Moving out.
If I can get away with just armor damage,
Firing on target.
I will be happy.
I feel bad about shooting the little guys.
So what is that?
Coordinates received. Taking the shot.
Okay. I guess I didn't need to use all of those. I could have turned that off.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
Waiting for me, huh?
Waiting on you, Commander. You betcha.
Whoops. It's not gonna come to me. Oh, it is. Damn it. An interesting thing to note is that on these missions, these rando missions, the layout, well, not the layout, the, fuck. The loadout of your enemies is going to be different. Because the first time I played this mission, there were actually mechs involved. Now there's nothing but tanks. That sucks for a couple of reasons. Mostly because it reduces my salvage options,
Standing by.
which I'm not a huge fan of. We'll just take this one out. We probably don't need to do that. Probably don't need to do this either, but we'll do it just in case, just to make sure. After we've destroyed the pirate forces, and that's only that one tank there, the rest will just be cleanup. We need to get you a kill, son, so why don't you get up there? I don't want to get too close, though, because then we're going to activate that. There's turrets up there, as was indicated in the mission briefing. But it's not going to come to me. So we need to take care of this damn thing.
Scratch another target. Vehicle down.
Okay.
Good to go. Got it.
Okay, now that sucks because I can actually see it.
What's up, boss?
Okay, thankfully it could not see me.
Waiting for orders.
Gotcha.
Target destroyed. Ready for orders. Moving out. Got it.
Definitely want to get some AC5s to swap out on my blackjack. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to have two. I'll have to choose one. But there's other loadouts I would also like to have on this thing.
Got it.
If at all possible. Okay.
I copy. Uh-huh. I hear ya. Don't need to tell me twice.
Just make sure we're taking this stuff out first. Could have maybe turned the PPC off. Energy spiking there. Not necessary. Oh, it's not too bad, actually. Well, even better. It's going to limit her ability to fire on some things. So maybe we won't do that just yet. Maybe we'll just pick a target. Medium laser. See if we can't take this down.
I'm reading heavy damage to that construction. Bring it down.
Billy.
Waiting for orders. Target confirmed. Flat left. Good shot, Commander. Enemy structure down.
Well, that one collapsed. Why didn't the other one? That's damn lame. Okay.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Well, now you're gonna have to waste a turn on that shit, so we'll take out that with the missiles, and we'll go ahead and hit target B with the PPC.
Line them up and I'll shoot them down, Commander.
Standing by.
Make sure to finish that one off.
Less structure.
Yes, Commander.
Maybe we'll get her in here.
Aye,
Take
aye.
care of that turret.
Locking on target.
Okay.
Turret destroyed.
Now, I could turn off my lasers.
Affirmative.
Because he's about to overheat. We definitely don't want to be taking stupid damage to that. I don't need to sprint. It's optimal range for a couple of things, my laser mostly. Or we can just attack it. Let's just attack it right now.
Got it.
Not sure what just missed there, whether it was the PPC or the laser. Wouldn't surprise me at all if it was my particle cannon,
Good to go.
because that's just how that shit runs. We don't need that.
Taking the shot.
Are you fucking kidding me? What a waste. We can do it all without overheating.
I copy.
Leopard inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the LZ.
Well done, you managed to wipe out the Op-4. Can do an extract right now. No need to get to our planned LZ. Yeah, thanks. Let's not waste time running around. Okay, your performance was exemplary, Commander. I'll ensure the Magistracy High Command hears about your skills. We're up 3 points! Yay! And we're at 25 on the review board. And everybody's got 400 experience. Nobody's in the med bay. That's great. And now we get the option to take something home. Let's take an AC-5. Ooh, LRM and an SRM. Good. And an MG. Unfortunately, no ammo. So, we'll see how that goes. But I just got 350,000 C-bills worth of salvage. So if I really need to, I can just turn around and sell that. Boy, I'd really like to get my hands on that Panther, but contact the Rimward Frontier. Alright everybody, gather round. After our last talk, I bit the bullet and started fishing around for uncertified contracts, and I repeat, might have caught us something. Who's the client? Unknown. She didn't ID herself in the message, but she claims to be a member of the Canopian elite. She says that she's got a big job lined up, and she wants us for it. Us specifically. She called the commander out by name. How would she even know about us in the first place? It isn't like we're drowning in publicity out here. Good question, and I'm betting we don't have an answer. You're certain this client isn't really a bounty hunter? Because I can list off about 5 different banks that all love to repossess this ship. We're shopping for uncertified contracts behind the review board's back, Yang. Hell no, I'm not certain. But that's not what it's... But for what it's worth, I can confirm that she's rich. She's reached out to us with a priority HPG message, hyperpulse generator, and those things ain't cheap. We'll meet with this new mystery client. That's all we'll do until we've heard her pitch. That's fair, Commander. We need to follow up on this, but that doesn't mean we can't be cautious. A meeting is just a meeting. What's the worst that could happen? Well, our new client vents us out the airlock, and our corpses spend the rest of forever tumbling through the icy vastness of space. Thanks for that delightful image, Yang. Look, Gaz, I'll admit this is sketchy as hell, but it's also the best lead we're likely to find. If you want to follow up, plot a course to Bellerophon. The client will be waiting. We happen to be there. The contract to meet with our Canopian mystery client is ready for review in the command center. Take a look when you're ready. Our MechWarriors have picked up a fair amount of combat experience over the last few drops. Head to the barracks and review their dossiers and direct their training. And don't forget you can check out the state of our finances from the terminal in your captain's quarters. If you ever want to change mercenary's company name or symbol, you can do that from there. Have already done that. Well, we are here, and so we can do this right now. However, these are story missions, meaning that we need to be at full strength. We also need more money. So we're going to go all the way to Detroit, which means that on the way I'll have 17 days to wait for Decker to get out of the mid-bay, and I can also do a little bit of fiddling around with my loadouts. I really want to try and get that AC-5 on the Blackjack, mostly because AC-2s really are worthless for anything. I mean, even as we saw in that one mission, even 2 of them can't take down a building by itself, but 1 AC-5 can. I would lose a lot of my range, because the thing about the autocannons is that the bigger the number, the larger the caliber, but the shorter the distance it can fire. So AC-5s, I believe, are a good compromise all around. AC-10s are probably good light and medium mech killers. Definitely light mech killers. And an AC-20, my god. But we won't worry about that just yet. We'll see how much it's going to cost me. But I'd like to swap out the laser for the machine gun. Like I said, I'd like to get a bigger AC-5 on there. Unfortunately, I cannot change. I really would love to swap out, because what I could do is take the ACs off my blackjack for the AC5 and put the AC2s here, except that I'm not allowed to do that because I can't fit myself with ballistics on a spider. That would make this way, way more important, because then I could use the spider to run around and shoot vehicles and or building targets with my autocannons, as opposed to these stupid lasers that do nothing. I can't, yeah, I don't have ballistics on the Locust. Oh, I do. I do have... Okay, well... Because now I'm thinking I could turn my Locust into my Spider. I could put my autocannons on the Locust, fill it full of jump jets. It is a much lighter mech than the Spider, though. It's got 10-ton difference. This is paper. This is really not good. It's not meant to put up a fight. Yeah, it's purely a scout. But I don't know, we'll have to fiddle with it and see if I can do that. Because maybe we'll just sacrifice the spider. Again, all of this is eventually going to go away, so I can get a panther. But I don't know that I want to spend the money on that just yet. I don't know. But if I could swap out the blackjack for that AC5... Okay, well, I'll think about it. I'm going to end this one here, and I'll see you next time.